chosen ones, empaths, during the time that you were with this narcissist, they got to know you very well. Okay. And one thing they know about you is you are very truthful. Okay. Not only to them, but you also try to help assist them about the world and the people in it and things like that. Now, I'm saying you may have still had your rose tinted glasses on, but you had a certain level of consciousness and awareness way back when you were with this narcissist, right? And the thing is they mirrored you, right? And they inauthentically mirrored you. An empath or a chosen one mirrors authentically, but they mirrored you inauthentically, right? They had an agenda behind it while they were trying to get close to you, things like that. So they weren't fully embracing your truth and everything like that. So much so that they may have belittled you for you being predictable. But one sure thing, okay, is as they go out there, it's more you hear me discuss, unless this is your first time here, you hear me discuss how they're haunted by your absence, how they're it's way deeper than that. Okay? It's way deeper than that. It's not just about losing you, okay? Why they're haunted. It's because the things that you told them about people and about phonies, they're enmeshed in that world. Their family units, their friends, their colleagues, their romantic relationships, they're also subject to abuse, which a lot of the clinical experts don't touch on for some reason. I don't know why. They make out that this narcissist goes around and they go around to every single empath in the world and like it's fucking no, they don't. Right? There's greater narcissists, there's worse narcissists, right? There's other toxic individuals. They end up around these people. Now, they don't like their unpredictability around there's a certain level of spiritual trust and everything that they felt with you and a connection and safety around you that you provided because you were die hard, right? You were deep, you know? Some of you done a lot of things for these individuals. So as much as you hear me touch on this is going deep and I don't know if it's gonna sink in, but as much as you hear me touch on, you doing so much they can't replace you and it's actually deeper than that because it's about the truth that you are loyal, you're truthful, you were there, you were present, you weren't sneaking behind their back, you weren't doing these things. And a narcissist doesn't like sharing, okay? Clinical experts will tell you that. They don't like sharing, okay? And they felt whole with you because they were tapping into spiritual. I'm not talking, you may not even be spiritual, you may not even be religious, but I'm telling you, beyond your comprehension, when you're going with truth and transparency and authenticity, it's highly likely you're an empath or you're a chosen one and you carry this energy around them that makes them feel safe. So you showed them a lot of truth about the evil in the world. You showed them a lot of things about this stuff. They may have tried to use these very things against you. All right. But when they get out there and push comes to shove, they realize that it was better to have you on side than against you. Okay. So many of you helped support them in a myriad of ways. All right. That come from your spiritual aspect of yourself in the sense that you were being empathetic, you were being caring, you were being devoted, you were supportive. All right. And this is why they're haunted now because they go off and try to replace you. And it's not just romantic relationships, it's friendships, all of that. They're around a bunch of phonies. Do they want you to know they're around a bunch of phonies? No, no, they don't want you to know that because that will mean you're right. Okay. But they are in a desperate, desperate place. Okay, and I don't want you to feel sorry for them, but they are really in a desperate place. And that's why I've been saying in recent videos, and some people don't understand what I mean, but you generally, like, wish them well, wish them well. Like, you'll get to that place where you wish them well because they are actually going through an awful time. Okay, I'm not empathizing with them, but they are going through an awful time with the fact that they lost the true one. Okay, you are the true one. You were the real one in their minds. Whatever's happened, whatever's whatever's happened between you and them, group of friends, family, romantic relationship, you were the real one that really kept things afloat. And they didn't appreciate it at the time. Okay? They didn't appreciate it at the time. They didn't even have the comprehension to value qualities like that you possessed. But naturally, they do go through their own learning curve. Of course they do. Of course a narcissist goes through some element of a learning curve. Okay? Um, you know, they may travel that curve upside down, right? But the point is they're still going on some version of their own learning curve. Yes, obviously it's not as meticulous and advanced as a chosen one or an empath learning curve, but still nonetheless they go through their learning curve, and part of that learning curve is realizing that your values that you stood for, your truth, the things you may have told them about their friends or their or whoever they're surrounding, their bad company around them, or things you said, right? That they didn't really pay no mind to, have surfaced in their own life now, and that's why they're haunted, because you showed them things about the world and about things that have only come into fruition now. Okay, but you may have been saying this a long time ago about and now they'll talk all this knowledge, right? But you showed them the knowledge. Okay, to be honest, this is gonna hit you a bit deep, right? You actually gave them the tools in your life, right, with them to be better, to be a better person around other people. Point is, they actually do go off of your energy and start trying to add layers of you, a bit of the mask of you and stuff like this, right? Because they built up all this mirroring of you, and they do start to be like that with the people they're around. But they get to a place where they get bitter because those people that they're being decent to don't deserve them even to be decent to them. Okay? So, and the thing is, that's when it hits them and they're haunted because they reflect on the truth that you may have said about certain people or certain things, and they see it in their own life. Okay? There's nothing that gives, like, something you've got to take from this video is a narcissist is not exempt from running into toxic company and bad situations and things like that. Yes, evil can coexist together. Okay, they don't. It's not the best. You can touch into my other videos about that. This is something different, but they will cling together, but it doesn't mean that they're satisfied. You see, that's something you got to wrap your head around. Okay, so it's not the fact of losing you, right? It's not just losing you. What's haunting them? It's knowing that you kind of predicted things that will kind of come into fruition further down the line as a result of them, you know, choosing to cast you aside and go on another path. So that haunts them, that they chose this path for them. It's their fault. There's nothing they can't blame you now. You were always there to be blamed. They can't blame you now for that decision that they made. All right. And that's why it really, really haunts them and drags them down. Okay. So I know this might be a bit deep, but if I can go deeper on these sorts of subjects, if you, it might be hard for you to wrap your head around if you're in a place of hurt. But that's why I'm gonna start putting out various videos so you've got a different angle. You see, because I've always believed that if I put out one video, right, it may help a certain group of people, but there's people at different points of their journey. So this is for people that are maybe further along, okay? But if you know, if you're at the beginning of a journey, you understand this, then hats off to you, because I'm you know, you're healing at quicker rates than a lot of people. You know, not healing at quicker rates, but you're really tapping into understanding if you're at the beginning of the journey and you're getting this information. So, you know, um, just understand it's not just losing you while they're haunted. It's actually the truth you showed them. Okay, they have run-ins with toxic people. They've got toxic company around them. They don't like toxic company. Okay, yeah, they can indulge in evil together, but they don't really like toxic company because there's no element of trust. And a narcissist does like trust. Okay, they like to be, you know, they might criticize you for being predictable, but really you've surprised them now with how you've gone off in life. You will do if you're not there already. But trusting you is a lot easier to be in company with you than the company they're with now. Okay, that's something you need to know. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. If you'd like to donate or support to the channel, you can. Check out Zion Music YouTube channel, please, if you can. And check out Zion Spiritual as well, please. So anyway, I'll be back posting there tomorrow. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.